Today I'll be discussing the process of how bone develops within the human body. What is bone? Bone is hard, rigid connective tissue that makes up most of the mature skeleton. It protects and supports soft tissue. It provides attachment for muscles. It aids in movement. And it's the place where blood cells are formed within the bone marrow. And it also stores calcium and other minerals. Here are some terms that are important in understanding the process of how bone is developed. Ossification is the development of bone. Compact bone is dense bone. Cancellous bone is spongy bone. Osteoid is bone matrix before it is mineralized. Osteoblasts are cells that produce osteoid, and lamellae are sheets. There are two ways that bones are developed. The first is intramembranous ossification, and the second is endochondral ossification. In intramembranous ossification, osteoid forms between two sheets of dense connective tissue. Mesenchyme differentiates into osteoblasts, which form osteoid and are mineralized to become bone. Connective tissue is then replaced by the bone. This process uses appositional growth, which is when layers of osteoid are produced. Intramembranous ossification is usually used during the formation of flat bones. Some examples are the clavicle, maxilla, and a majority of the mandible. In endochondral ossification, formation of osteoid occurs within the hyaline cartilage, which is mineralized and then dies. Osteoblasts penetrate the disintegrating cartilage and form primary ossification centers, which then form osteoids towards the ends of the bone during prenatal development. There are also secondary ossification centers which allow further growth of the bones until puberty ends. Bone matrix is what eventually replaces the earlier cartilage. This process uses two types of growth. The first is interstitial growth, which is when cartilage is replaced by bone, and then later appositional growth is used to complete the final bone mass. Endochondral ossification is used in the development of long bones. Whether a bone develops through intramembranous or endochondral ossification, it will go through these two stages of bone. Primary bone is also called immature bone or woven bone, and is the first type of bone to be produced by either method of ossification. The lamellae in this type of bone are indistinct because of its irregular arrangement. Secondary bone is what replaces primary bone, and it is more mature. It is also well organized because of its arrangement of collagen fibers and distinct lamellae. Secondary bone can be either compact or cancellous.